Hi everyone, welcome back to BARCast TV. It's December 15th, 2023. We've got another 1v1 replay for y'all, so this is something we haven't done in a while, and wanted to just do an old school 1v1 cast of two players going at it. So without further ado, spawning in the bottom right corner, playing as the blue pieces. You know him, you love him, he's tags low. And his opponent spawning on the left side of the map, playing as the red pieces. We have none other than STarDoM. So I want to say STarDoM's a little better known as a 1v1 or team game player, and is gracing us with his presence here. So this is going to be played on Titan Duel. This is a pretty recent match as well, and both of these players are registered for the tournament that's going on tomorrow. So if you all want to see more of these matches, maybe hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and I'll be sure to cast some of those games from tomorrow's tournament tomorrow and post them on the channel for y'all to enjoy. So yeah, thank you for that. And for those of you who have been leaving comments, I really appreciate that. I've had some good suggestions here the past couple days, and just want to say thanks for taking the time to leave your feedback. It really helps the channel improve and make this the best channel for you guys. Yeah, so thank you. And let's get into these opening build orders. So it looks like our red players going into the bot lab, or opening with bot lab. Same for his opponent, just going for construction bot first. So personally, I like bots on pretty much any map. I hardly ever open vehicles, maybe in team games more often or not, but I do appreciate the grunt. It's a pretty strong unit, so I think that's really just the impetus behind doing that. So I'm just going to be moving out with an early construction bot here, placing a forward radar, and in classic low fashion, just completely naked, expanding all the way to the middle of the map, and getting some LOTs there. See, pretty mirrored build here. So far, I have another construction bot moving out. I really like these opens from both players. If you're new to BAR, just notice how this commander, like, we do like kind of like a standard open, get the factory up, and then you just add on wind turbines till you have a pretty decent economy here, and then you can just stand here and assist the factory, and it's like you don't need much E to just pump out grunts. I think the factory is like 2.4 or something, like minus 2.8, producing these grunts, and then assisting with that, the commander is at what, minus 5.1, minus 4.8, so about 9 metal per second. You can just spam out a shit ton of grunts and really get out into the board. And look at this open here. So you just have 3 expanding construction bots, your commander's in the main base, pretty much stop building wind turbines, and he's spreading out grunts all across the map, and his opponent's literally doing the same thing. So if you're new to BAR and you want to get into 1v1s, just kind of copy this playstyle. I'll link the replay in the description below, and you can kind of download it for yourself, take a look at exactly how these players are going at it. So you had a little bit of a scuffle here in the middle. Both players are trying to get this damage on the other side of the map. I think STarDoM's going to get the better end of it, perhaps. We'll have to see. This grunt on the right side's getting caught, but the 3 in the middle here found a little bit of a better trade. No, those are going to get shooed away by these two grunts. Really good control there by Zlo, not losing that lower health grunt. And these are all kind of like moving together, trying to retreat back, and the trouble is STarDoM doesn't have perfect vision, so I think Zlo's doing a really good job of picking the good fights. And we actually, excuse me, I missed it, but STarDoM found a construction bot there, so really nice trade. I don't think he's done getting damage either. We have 2 grunts slipping by on either side here. One mech goes down, there goes another one. I don't think he's done getting damage. You might get one more. I think this grunt's going to get caught, and so is that one. So kind of stopping the bleeding here. Is this construction bot going to go down? Nope. So one thing I would like to see out of Zlo is a res bot come out. You can start a res bot real fast and res this grunt over here and get that back into the game. But let's take a look at STarDoM's side of the map. He's just continuing to add on wind turbines with his commander. We have a couple of construction bots here adding on a solar collector. It looks like wind was dying. And I'd like to see either player start a energy storage here pretty soon. That's a great way to keep your economy going, keep your production going on these like little wind slumps you have on any wind map. I think everyone's familiar with that mechanic at this point. Pretty cool to see this grave robber actually coming here to turn this metal extractor back online, but I see 4 versus 2 grunts. He's going to pick one off pretty soon. Other one's going to go down. Zlo pulls back that resbot. Really nice control there. And I see on the top mid, he's just continuing to expand. Looks like he's placing an exploiter here. Really cool unit. And Zlo is just kind of standing in front of these grunts, preventing them from diving any further. Pretty even production here. We have 2 cons and 1 commander assisting the factory. Meanwhile, on STarDoM's side of the map, he's really beefing up the production. I'm wondering if he's going to be moving out with his commander soon. But yeah, wind's still hanging out pretty low, so you see he's adding on another solar collector here. Looks like another con was taken out in the middle of the map. Really cool to see. 3 kills on this grunt. And he might end up getting another one here. So you gotta pull that. We gotta pull that con back. You're running right towards a grunt. See Zlo's kind of neglecting radar. See STarDoM's built one here in the middle of the map. That's really cool to see. That's letting him chase down this grunt here, trying to find damage. Now's a good time to look at statistics. Look at that middle produced dead even right here. One thing to look at though, if you're not sure who's winning, look at this energy excess here. So even that is like super close. So both these players obviously playing very well, but really keeping up with each other. Look at this 5 HP grunt coming back in, getting a snipe on a con. That is just totally infuriating. Good thing Zlo already has his res bot out, so should be able to dart across the map and pick that up. See, like these units are getting cut off here. I wonder if he's going to control K these as to not give the wreckage to his opponent. Don't think he's totally on that. Zlo's stepping back. He's going to have to spend a lot of time chasing those units down. He's trying to get more units up here in the middle side of the map to defend this attack from STarDoM. He's got Zlo outnumbered over here, but he's able to fall back to this exploiter. I think in this position he could have attacked and destroyed that construction bot there with his advantage for a second. That's something you can do is attack the ground on those on the construction bots you kill, and you can destroy the wreckage so he can't come back and res bot it. Look at this. You can just run right up, catch that, get it right back into the fray. So where is this game at? Where are these players at? We see Zlo moving into a land factory. Still has commander in his main base, and STarDoM has moved his commander all the way into mid, so I kind of like STarDoM's position here. He's going to be able to leverage the power, the D-gun, the build power, everything with this commander in the middle of the map as we get into the mid game. See a single construction turret up, 1 construction bot scaling wind. And Zlo, he's stalling mass right now. I'd like to see him like reclaim this bot lab. He's trying to get grave robbers out, which are not cheap on the metal. Those are 110 metal apiece. So maybe anticipating an attack here, or some kind of battle rather. So it'd be nice to have these built ready to go in case you want to start trading units and these big armies start fighting each other. So I had a pretty funny analogy earlier today. It was like bar 1v1s are like watching a ZVZ stuck on hatchery tech with no bailings. So if y'all are StarCraft fans, you might find that a little bit funny, but I think there's a little bit more to it. Personally, I like ZVZ and Brood War. It's pretty interesting. I like 1v1s in bar rather. I just thought that was kind of a funny analogy. So looks like these 2 construction bots are going to get saved here, pulled back to the LLT in the center. STarDoM, I see, is fielding a thug here, so he's able to pull that one back, get a couple of pot shots off, but these are really strong mid-game units for pressing LLTs, pushing commander positions with commanders on them. I mean, if you see a commander out on the map with 4 or 5 LLTs around it, 10 grunts will push that off of the position so hard. So these are just fantastic units. They're really microable because they can walk straight back, and of course with the build power of the commander, you can repair them up pretty quickly because he started missing the repair on that unit. He was trying to get that off. So looks like STarDoM's pressing forward. He's got a nice little beachhead into Zlo's side of the map, and he's reinforcing it with these LLTs. But lucky for Zlo, he's moved into vehicle production, which is going to let him get these Whistler trucks out, missile trucks, and hopefully some artillery. So he's got one of those queued up, or not quite yet, on this build card. He's got a lot of medium tanks on the board already, so that's going to help him push these fortified LLT positions, but maybe not with an exploiter and a bunch of grunts behind it. So kind of worried for these tanks. They might get surrounded here, so Zlo's moving forward. I think he's trying to bait a fight here. These thugs are stepping forward with the commander, but he's got plenty of grunts here to protect his flank. All he needs to do is pull back, retreat, and not take a good fight. His D-gun almost got a lot of tanks there. Really good control. And of course these thrashers in the back just tickling these whistlers. or tickling these thugs. Another D-gun goes off, gets a pounder. Really nice. STarDoM's commander moves back. We really got to start being careful with the commander at this point in the game and against so many medium tanks. Medium tanks are very strong against commanders, as I'm sure some of you know. And finally, these grave robbers come back up, starting to show their value, repairing these units. Slow taking out an exploiter, and I think it's like the move to the left is forcing an attack to the right. So how much damage is STarDoM going to get with this? We see a couple of grunts on the right side held in reserve. So, and with the commander, I think Zlow's going to be perfectly happy protecting that position. Nice little radar, little run by somehow gets through, takes out a radar. You see how good these exploiters are eating shots. I mean, the two mexes go down, but it's gonna force STarDoM back here, and he can just move his commander up and retake this position, get the reclaim. Looks like Zlow's playing a little safe there, adding on the couple of LLTs before he tries and takes those back. In the middle here, these Thrashers are on fight moves, so you can see they outrange these LLTs. They'll just sit outside of the attack radius and slowly pick these away. So that forced the commander back off of that position for STarDoM. He's stepping forward. Is he trying to get a D-gun off? Zlow's moving his tanks back. We've got a nice line of thugs here in the back on fight move. Or sorry, move then fight. Grave Robber versus Grave Robber. I'd really like to see Zlow try and take this position and maybe turn that exploiter and LLT back on. I think that'd be a great way to utilize these units. See both players fielding rather large Resbot armies. So this is like a tense moment in 1v1s. It's, you know, when you take these mid-game fights, who gets control of the reclaim field can often determine the outcome of a match. So see Zlow's finding an opportunity, right? STarDoM's army is moving down. His army moves up. So just a little pretty standard move there. See these Resbots in the back reclaiming or turning back on. Resurrecting these LLTs and exploiters. And a big, nice formation of thugs here for a minute. I think he lost it trying to navigate around this crater, but see STarDoM is trying to cut the map in half this way, so I'd like to see Zlow kind of doing the same thing, read the writing on the wall and start, you know, he's got four mexes over here and a geo on top of that hill. 2 geos on the hills on this map to take, and really I think that's a great way to get some energy converters online, or at least have a base E for your wind maps. So here we go. STarDoM stepping forward with some grunts. I think he was a little bit AFK there, eating a lot of shots from the tanks. These slow pounders are pretty threatening. I like this position here at the top. Pounders are really strong against lower tier 1 units. We see a run by attempt here from STarDoM. Is he going to get through? I think these tanks are just in position. He's going to be able to catch most of these. No target fire on those, so 5 grunts slip through. How much damage is he going to get? I'd like to see an LLT come up. You got to do something about these. These 5 grunts can kill a lot of LLTs. Finally turns around with one of the medium tanks, and those are really strong against grunts. Is it going to go down? Getting the reclaim off on the construction turret. See that? This 1 grunt finally goes away. So finally dealing with that run by, and that drove Zlow off of the forward position, and that gave STarDoM a chance to step forward. He's breached the line of the middle of the map. Took out a couple of these vehicles. See how these Resbots are in the back and showing their value here. Could even turn all of this back online. I'd really like to see him res all of this. STarDoM trying to sneak onto Zlow's side of the map. Take that Mex. What is Zlow doing? I think he's a little slow trying to take this top right corner. We see STarDoM has finally kind of secured this. Zlow stepping forward with his medium tanks, but there's a lot of thugs here. And these own resed vehicles here, so that's going to force Zlow back. And he's counterattacking with pounders, which aren't terribly good against LLTs, but there's not a lot of them in the way. You see STarDoM's moved into vehicle production of his own, so medium tanks and pounders streaming out onto the map, reinforcing this main army here. Zlow's shooing it away for now, but I think STarDoM is trying to reconsolidate his army, but he's actually trying to step in front of this little attack force here. Where is the radar giving him vision of that movement? Don't see one. We see some Resbots finally showing up for Zlow, getting their value. His commander is still AFK on the right side of the map. I'd really like to see him try and take the top right while he knows where STarDoM's army is. His commander is really working its way in gold. This Artie's walking to his doom, getting picked off immediately. A couple of artillery still in the main army of Zlo, so they're going to be able to shell any of these static positions for long. Looks like I missed it, but all these 5-pounders that step forward are going to get taken out. And that's going to give STarDoM an opportunity to counterattack towards mid. So you can look at this, like STarDoM is like moving, threatening an attack on the mid, and he's just sitting here comfortably making LLTs with his commander and rezzing the units that were just in that last fight. So I feel like Zlo is on a little bit of a clock. His own res bots were killed earlier. He's even reclaimed his bot lab, so no more res bot tech for now. Those pounders on the right side are getting D-gunned pretty successfully, but this army is kind of surrounded. STarDoM's commander is a little bit exposed. I don't think he's threatened here. He's kind of like toying with the idea of like Zlo stepping forward. Is he going to go for the snipe? So he's going for it. Got a couple of D-guns going off, taking out so many of the tanks. All of them go down. STarDoM's commander is still at a little under half health, and I think that's going to be the game for Zlo. I mean, he's not D-gunning these own tanks. Yeah, he's trying to get the snipe, but taps out in the end. GG. So really nice play from both players. Zlo's commander goes out, and that was a nice little tidy game. We see at the end there, STarDoM was about 4K metal above his opponent. So I think definitely had the metal advantage there at the end. I think that was just a function of getting those mexes. So yeah, the screen's black. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, I'll see you in the next replay. Thanks for watching.